Hi, welcome to From the Heart with Purnima Nagaraja. Today I am going to talk to you about something fairly serious. In fact, all the things we talk about are serious, but this is particularly serious. I am going to talk to you about child sexual offences. Pedophilia. Who is a pedophile? A pedophile is one who is sexually attracted to children. Oh, I am not a child, I am a teenager. Yes, you are. Think back. Did you ever notice a friend being really upset, angry, isolating himself or herself socially, not being there, quite there for all of you, not playing with any of you, crying needlessly? Remember, there must have been a few in your class. If you look back and try and understand, you would notice and also probably understand that they were sexually abused as children. It could have happened to you too. Somebody staring at you, somebody making comments about you, somebody body shaming you, somebody saying that you're so ugly that nobody will marry you. All of this is abuse. Tampering with your self-esteem is definitely abuse. But touching you when you don't like to be touched, in places that you should not be touched, is sex abuse. We call it good touch and bad touch. Today it's also called safe touch and unsafe touch. And as you grow older, it's comfortable touch and uncomfortable touch. It's not just about touching. When you reach your teenagers, people will talk about your breasts, your buttocks, your stomach, your color, your pimples, your hair. All of that is sex abuse. Nobody has the right to talk about your body without your permission. Nobody has the right to make fun of your body without your permission. And definitely nobody has the right to touch you in certain parts of your body without permission. In fact, people don't have the right to touch you at all without your permission. But more so, your shoulders, your bust, your stomach, your hips, your buttocks and your private parts are definitely no. It's quite customary nowadays to give a person a peck on the cheek when you greet somebody or give them a hug. But if the hug lasts longer than 15 seconds, if the person is hugging you in places where you don't want to be hugged, if a person is holding your buttocks and pulling you closer to them, if a person is making sure your breasts are pressed against their body or trying to kiss you on the mouth or probably lick you on the neck, on the face or on your shoulders or anywhere, you are being abused. It's not funny, it's not friendly, and if that is your best friend, you have to really wonder, is this person really my friend? You might think I'm talking only about girls, but boys are also facing this since time immemorial of sexual abuse. What happens when you're abused sexually? Whether as a child or as an adolescent, as a preteen, as a toddler, the first thing it tampers with is your trust. All the people you wanted to trust, all the people you cared for, all the people who are family, your friends, your close relatives, all of a sudden they are like strangers to you because you've lost your trust. Why? 90% of abusers are people known to you. 90%, sometimes 100%. It becomes embarrassing when you go and tell your parents that certain uncle or this cousin or a certain grandfather or granduncle touching me or saying lewd things to me. The family doesn't quite know how to deal with it, and they say like, what did you do? Okay, so don't go and play with that person, don't go to that house. But other than that, if you don't get the kind of support you need or you feel you deserve, then it tampers with your self-esteem also. A lot of people who have eating disorders, anxiety disorders, depression, post-traumatic stress have been abused in their lifetime. Abuse never goes away, We feel that, okay, it happened in my childhood, let me forget it. Nobody forgets. Nobody forgives either. But in time, you learn to live with the hurt and just move on. The thoughts never go away, the memories never go away. And the shame and the hurt that you felt at that time also never go away. So how does one get over this? There are many adult survivors. So how does one get over this? There are many adult survivors. Survivors who've been through the trauma and are now helping others deal with the trauma. Trauma can be terrible. It comes in many forms. You have people who are socially isolated, who become introverted, who shy away from people, who can't study, can't get others to study, who become disruptive, angry, they have rages, academically messed up completely, confused as individuals, with personality problems. Some people become sociopaths, some people become depressed, some people become extremely anxious, some people have obsessive disorders, some people have eating disorders. And while all of this is happening, some people act perfectly normal and you can't see that they have this trauma. But everybody has trauma which causes suffering. How then do you spot a person who's going through this? Well, if they have all these overt signs, you must think that there is something wrong and try to reach out. But even the person who's overtly giggly, extra happy, all very hyper and really cool as you call it, could also be suffering from something and trying to hide it behind this wall of laughter. Reach out to them too. But then what do we do with these perpetrators? People who follow you and stalk you, whether it's the internet, the media, or in person, in your classroom, your teachers, some of them, unfortunately, relatives, cousins. How do we spot them? Nobody can spot a pedophile. One would like to think like in all the movies that we see, they have these big eyes and they are like staring at you, giving you villainous grins and, look like, some villain from a movie. Absolutely not. They are just like you and me. They could be a cousin, an aunt, an uncle. Somebody really close to, somebody who we really like and trust. You can't see a single sign. It's only when they touch you inappropriately that you know that there's something really wrong. A lot of pedophiles stalk and prepare their children. It's never a sudden impulse. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're special to me. Oh, you're this handsome young nephew of mine. Come closer to me, sit with me. You're more special than everybody else. I love you. I have a few secrets to tell you. And then when the abuse starts also, shh, this is our secrets. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell mom and dad. And there's lots of bribe that go in, like, clothes, or in the olden days it used to be a Walkman or a radio. These days it's an iPhone or something. Continuous gifts, beautiful clothes, a lot of fun, chocolates. So you feel guilty because you're taking them. You also feel even more guilty because you're not telling anybody. It's this secret which you're very uncomfortable with. Reach out and tell. Your mouth is your biggest weapon. Most pedophiles are able to get away with it because of your silence. Tell somebody. It doesn't matter if initially you meet with distrust or anger, because even adults really don't know how to deal with it. This is one thing that nobody knows how to deal with. Even psychologists and psychiatrists, professionals also at some point they say, like, how do we deal with this? The child is so traumatized, the family does not know what to do, and how do we deal with this? We're all learning as we go along how to deal, how to support, how to be there. You too can do the same. Talk about it. Talk about it to anybody. If you must stop abuse, you must talk. Tell. Worldwide, 1 in 4 is abused. Remember this statistic. It could be 1 in 1 in a few more years. 1 in 4 is a very scary statistic. Reach out and talk about it. Tell somebody, shout about it, scream, make a noise. Publicity is what scares a perpetrator. Pedophiles always are under that cloak of anonymity. Shred that cloak. Talk about it. Even if it's years from now, talk about it. Tell your parents whenever you're ready. Take their help. Take professional help. As a family, go for help. The only way to deal with pedophilia, the only way to deal with abuse is to talk about it. Take help for your personality. Take help to deal with it. Reach out and help others who have been in your place, who have experienced the trauma. Form a team, form a support group. You have to live your life and live it well. Depression, post-traumatic stress, anxiety can pull you down. Body shaming, body image issues can be very hurtful. Reach out. Talk about pedophilia. Make sure you invoke the law. The POCSO law is a very strong law. Talk to your lawyers about it. Talk to the police. The police is really reaching out to help these days. Everybody is gaining knowledge about child abuse, adolescent abuse, and adult abuse. Reach out and take help. Help yourself and help somebody else. Take care, and until I see you again, bye.